What's up, YouTube? What's up, Twitch? A little bit of a late start. It's almost 3 p.m. in the afternoon. It's having a very low energy day. Jasper's not helping a lot of the time. Like, he'll come, like, I'll go lay on my bed. He'll come cuddle for a bit and then, like, disappear, like, half an hour later and go, like, sleep or somewhere else or doing it. Go wherever, do whatever. Today, he's just been staying next to me, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to stop laying down. He's just so cuddly today. So, I don't know. Back's a little bit better than yesterday, but still bothering me. I don't know. Kind of generally depressed. Like, taking full. It's feeling kind of lonely. There's like some people might not be able to relate or really understand, but I know there are people out there who know what I'm talking about perfectly. Um, and it's sad and stupid because people think I'm cold and I don't want to have friends or socialize or whatnot. But like it's just like you just have so much bad luck with it, you just give up. And people make assumptions that like I'm not friendly. Like if they tried to be my friend, like I'd probably just like light up all of a sudden and be like, oh yeah, and be a chatty Cathy all of Yeah, it's always been hard. Like growing up, it was like I was always the one who had to initiate like talking or hanging out, and some people know what I'm talking about. Like it's exhausting to always be the one who has to initiate things, and then when you stop or take a break, they're just like your friends don't bother messaging me or making plans, or they'll make plans and they just won't include you or whatever. And I don't know, I'm just kind of sad because like with some people at my old location, like I got a transfer because of bullying and whatnot. Some people were like, "Stay in touch." And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And like I felt like warm and felt welcome, and like that's someone who left before I left, but like they don't make any effort to reach out to me. It's and not to like single them out. It's just like everybody's like sister's a little bit more normal than my parents, but it's rough with my parents because they show no interest whatsoever in anything that I'm interested in, and they expect all the things that we talk about or things we do that bring us together. They're always things that they like. Never take turns or anything, and it just hurts because like like see like posts about like people with awesome parents or friends or even significant others in relationships who like might not be something that they're interested in, but you're just drawn to the fact that someone you care about is interested in it. So like without that person being interested, you might not even ever think about like the TV show or movie or game or book or whatever it is. But I don't know. There's a lot of things in my life are one sided, and you get tired of everything being one sided, so you take a break from maintaining the relationship or whatever, and then next thing you know, everyone's just making assumptions like, oh, he's quiet because he's stuck up and thinks he's better than it. No, he's quiet because he's had a rough life and people haven't been nice to him. That's why you don't make assumptions. If there's a quiet person at work, reach out to them, be friendly, and even if they don't respond, just continue being friendly. Like, I don't know why people can't wrap their heads around that. Like, I would go to work and be nothing but friendly and positive to the people who like treating, even if they're treating me like shit, like right then and there. Still like say like hi and friendly to everyone, no matter whether I like them or not when I walk in that door. And especially if people were friendly to me and I had beef with them, I wouldn't just like pretend they weren't talking to me when they said hi and stuff like that. And that's what I was experiencing. And people will do that, and it's called a hostile workplace. And when there's someone that a group of people don't want working there, they'll sort of gang up on them and make their life miserable in the hopes that they quit or ask for a transfer. And that's exactly what happened. And of course, they'll try and be like, "Oh, he thinks he's the victim. Well, he was a bully." Like, no, it's just I was just trying to get people to do their jobs. Make me a bully, and I was never mean about. Like, I go out of my way to like make people feel okay about like making mistakes. Like I would never single people. Yeah, people act like I single people out. Like every time I would bring it up with someone, I'd be like, "Don't feel bad about it. It's something that everybody has to work on." But no, that's like verbatim what I'd say. Like almost every time I remind someone that they're doing something wrong, and like they like to act like I was just like had like OCD and like think like everything has to be perfect and like things on like a countertop have to be like aligned at a 90-degree angle. No, I'm nothing like that. Like I hate people who are like that. Like they're like, oh, you moved my shit a centimeter. Like how could you? Like fuck off. Like, stupid. Really, the only thing that like I was a stickler about was anything that could affect the customer's experience, like serving expired coffee, not brewing coffee before the customer shows up, serving low quality or maybe even expired food. But yeah, I got like a bug bite or a scratch on my leg. Itchy, but it's very sensitive. Oh. Okay, so I'm not gonna rant too much. Hopefully, like I've been really low energy, so hopefully, like I can actually get these challenges done. So let's take a look. Challenges we have. Yeah, Borderlands. You're not going anywhere. Not really that. I'm not really that impressed. Like they did some really good marketing. Like I really liked um their like launch trailers and stuff, and like the song they chose, and like the editing of the video. It's amazing, but like playing it, it's just like I feel like I'm just replaying the older ones. Like obviously, I don't think I've played in like enough time to get into it. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just gonna turn my speakers down. You should be, yeah, you'll be able to hear sound. Probably have a shower before I play. I've just been laying around in my greasy pajamas. Yes. I sort of like like I'll have like comfy clothes, and then I'll have clothes that aren't very comfy, like nice clothes for going out, and like I'll probably keep the same shirt on, but like I'll have like sweatpants or like sporty shorts or whatever, or like pajamas, and then when I go out, I'll put on like my bikinis, like shorts, something with good pockets, belt, belt, but yeah, I'm pretty much like fine, like going out and pajamas and whatnot. If I shower late in the day, I will wear my fresh clothes from the second, but before I'm gonna start do a rest here, do one last duo in King's Canyon. So my sound's ready. Go on mute my and hop in that. For the queue, switches over to, and it's gonna. Oh yeah, so today's actually gonna be interesting. For Apex Legends or anyone streaming. Shooting and Jasmine, I defend you. That's at 5 minutes after. Like, what? You didn't give me my all of my food for the day, like before 3 o'clock? How could you? So, anyways, 1 minute 40 seconds. So it's going to be interesting to see King's World's Edge. Yeah, that's the name of the other team. I'm sure they've made some changes, but I don't think they've advertised it. But anyone's unless they did some heat. So I got a little bit over a minute here. I don't have like it won't mess up if you pop in the queue and like spend like 20 minutes. There we go. Okay, I didn't get to play one, whatever. If I want to play King's Crossing, or whatever it's called, it's doing, so got a little bit more time. I hopped in the queue, I thought it was going to work, but I guess. So my my DualShock 4 controllers have been disconnecting a little bit. just see if I got into the queue. I thought I heard the noise, so I don't know. I can do one duos and that, but I'll do one World's Edge duos and then maybe do a ranked duos. Bear with me here. I'm actually just going to close Apex. It'll take a few seconds to relaunch. Maybe about like 5 minutes here. I'm going to quick shower. Let my PlayStation relax at the same time without turning it off and disconnecting remote play. I'm just going to clean my glasses here real quick. I'm going to move the mic back up here so you hear me a little better. Shower, and then I'll hop into Apex Legends. Aha. See a little bit better. Still have a one blob or whatever in field of view or whatever in my vision on my right eye because there's a chip. I think like a rock or something hit my glasses. And it's been like that for like 3 months now. It happened before the pandemic started, really took out, like exploded. And I had an appointment for an eye exam, and then they're like, "Oh, we're only doing emergency eye care stuff right now." But it is much better when they're not dirty. But at the same time, that right in the middle, so annoying. So I'm gonna go have that shower. I will be back 5, maybe 6, 7 minutes. I'll try and be as fast as possible, and hop right back in when I get back. I'll unmute the mic if anything's on my mind that I want to talk about. If not, I won't waste any more time, and I'll just hop right in the game. So stay tuned. interesting. So I just noticed now. I didn't really look before. So it was like I don't know, like a week or two or something, where it was like the countdown for Kings Canyon, and now it was only an hour and a half for World's Edge. So I wonder if it's going to go back and forth like that and be longer periods of Kings Canyon, or if now after that initial period, maybe it'll be even switching back and forth. So we'll find out. I'm sure I'll be playing in an hour and 8 minutes. Sorry if it took too long. No, I said 5 minutes, and that's like how long my showers are normally. But that's not like when my back's hurting me, and that's when I'm actually in a rush. Like if I want to, if I put it off too late, or if I want to go to the store before they close, or whatever. It's actually starting to feel a little bit warm in here, and I noticed I had apple juice out, and I noticed it was sweating a lot. Like there's a lot of condensation. Oh, I got an email about my wheel replacement. Gotta look at this. Oh, that's very confident. They think they got the right one, so they're giving me an 10 to 12 speed rim, and yeah, should I? Will it need more different sized spacers than what I have on my current rim? I have the tools to swap over my cassette, so I can actually do that myself. Don't have any other spacers than what is currently on my rear end now. Alright. Well, as long as it works and it doesn't like fuck up the shifters and everything that I have on my bike now. Seems we're getting a 10 to 12 speed run. They're not like pay for it and like it'll cause problems because it's wrong then. Okay, so yeah, let's look at this. Where did I put my controls? I always put stuff in like random spot every time. I don't pay any mind. So the quest thing opened up. Oh, I can play it right now. So actually, I'll do this before any matches. So the sound's already good. Just got to mute my mic and just give me a moment here, and I'll hop right into this, and then I'll go into some normal matches afterwards.
is my pleasure. All right, eyes peeled. I've got a piece to find. Don't drive set. Somebody has to lose. That's just how this works. Welcome to the shop. I've got just the thing for you.
Well, I think they're doing a really good job with story. I thought they were gonna like kill off Watson. They was like, no, and then it's like, oh, she'll recover. I was like, who would think that? I hope they don't remove any legends, because I like every single one of them. They're all awesome. And like, I don't have to play good at them. I just, just love the story and the lore that they got going on. Of course, I love Titanfall 2. I never did play Titanfall first one. I don't think it really had much story. I think it was just multiplayer. As I remember, Titanfall 2 like introduced story. I guess some people like Titanfall 1 more because I remember reading very recently actually that there's a lot more customization in the first one. And like it's basically like build your own Titan, whereas in Titanfall 2 there's all the like those set classes and you can customize each one and play them differently. But some people like the first one more, and I saw like good reasoning that like Titanfall 2 is better. Like first one, even though it's cool that you have like a lot more control, like you didn't really know what you were up against, and I don't know. Just like really, the game has a really good flow. Like if you're getting your ass handed to you by a certain class of Titan, you can switch to a different kind, Titanfall 2, really quick. And like since there's like predetermined kinds, like you'll know, like oh this one will like just dominate them. And, it's sort of like Pokemon, like strengths and weaknesses. They're not types. It's just how they handle how each type handle. They all have different weapons and whatnot. Like most of them have guns. There's Scorched. I think it's I don't know what it's called. One with fire, and then there's Ronin. I know Ronin runs one with the sword, and I love the sword. It looks like the Buster Sword from Final Fantasy VII. I don't know if that was done on purpose, and I don't see how they could make it like that and not know it's going to look like Final Fantasy VII. Shit, Fantasy VII. So, got like half an hour left, 37 minutes left of World's Edge, so I could probably get like 2-3 matches in, depending on how well I do, maybe more. Be really bad. So challenges are perfectly fine. I don't need to change any of those. Might be hard. Well, no, the knockdowns. It's easier than 8 kills because it's easier to get knockdown than kill. Of course. Play 2 games as Loba. That's normally who I play with mostly these days. After finish any challenges for any other characters, but there aren't any challenges for other characters. Just for being. He loves the hand rubs. Like I'll like stick my finger out for him to smell and he'll like rub his nose against it, like and like rub the rest of his head. And sometimes I'm like, "Oh, there, be careful! You're gonna poke your eye." If you like stick your, I don't know what he's like to other people. It might just be me because I'm awesome and he loves me. That sounds stupid. Just me because like he's most comfortable with me. He like sticks his head into towards my hand when I go that. Yeah. Like a face massage? Yeah, like a face massage. I don't know, but I'll allow it. Okay, so already feeling that's cool here. Morning margarita. And then you see hopefully someone will make good use out of it. Hopefully I think that the bucks will be up there. 65 after tax, but it was a great deal. It's like 650 plus tax. Regular price, which it's going for right now. I was like, this just like occurred to me. It's like I'm not gonna want to use this air conditioner at my new place. Like, and my carpets and stuff, they don't smell the greatest because crawl space, that crawl space, the cellar as the floor plan guy for renovation is always flooded and musty and gross. Buildings should probably be condemned, and the city maybe they probably wouldn't rent it out. And I was gonna eventually get the inspection, I think, and maybe go to the landlord and tell the board, be like, I'm worried about my health. And there's a situation with noisy neighbors and property manager being bad places. But just, it's what the landlord's problem. Like he's gonna move in, like he's gonna realize how gross it is. He's probably gonna fix the entire thing. Like I don't know if the property manager and the maintenance and the renovation guys were like upfront with him, but like you'd be surprised at this whole part of the house. I don't know what the basement area looks like for the first part of the house, but like this add-on, it's like looks like if you go down into the crawl space, it looks like the wall at the other end is the same wall that's like where my apartment is, and the other unit's on the other side. So it looks like the whole thing right down to the foundation. And I don't know. I hope for like the sake of the other tenants that the basement front half is not disgusting and it's dry and whatnot. But I'm feeling like he's gonna have a lot more work than he realizes. Or maybe he like that's probably the most likely situation, but like sort of like say like he's more of an asshole and slumlord, and giving him the benefit of the doubt would be more like he knows about it 100%. He just didn't give a fuck about like me and previous tenant. And he knows full well like what he's gonna have to do when all the tenants move out and he moves in here next to the. But let's just give him the benefit of the doubt and hope he's a nice guy and feel bad for him when you get surprised. It is great. It smells like an old cottage or something. Like when you go in my front door and like, it's obviously like probably mold and gross shit growing downstairs and bad smell and like wafting up to the floor. Of course, the property manager's solution was like, "Oh, just run a dehumidifier." It's like, yeah. The frustrating thing is, like the property manager and the landlord. Now that landlord, this will be their home. Like property manager mostly. Like if she had to live in these conditions at her place, she'd probably be very upset. That's stupid. Out of all the landlords and property managers I've had, she's by far the worst. Might be like head to toe with the guy on I think it's 80 Colborne Street. I lived in a basement there with a one bedroom. Nice price a long time ago. It was like five something. Probably like a lot more now. But there's like a leak in the bathroom of the unit above me, which was just above my kitchen or something, and like had like water dripping through the ceiling, and the ceiling started to bulge and eventually like burst, and the whole thing didn't burst, but like it burst like about the size of a fist, and I just had like a container underneath it because it was dripping. Hopefully, but luckily it was just dripping straight down in one spot. It wasn't like dripping the size of the hole. Like I think there's like a piece hanging off that's just running down. Off that. Anyways, the landlord he didn't have a property manager. He's this old guy, like really old. I'd say like 70 or something. Snow white hair, and I think I met his handyman repair guy or whatever. I think they like look like the same age. Like they were probably like friends or something. And yeah. So, anyways, I'll figure this out. But That was back when I worked at KFC. I kind of miss those days. If the owner didn't sell it to a foreign investor, that came in, they saw the local students who probably met down. Awesome that like for them that they can do that, but it kind of sucks for the new jobs. It sucked for me because like just a week earlier, before I got my 2 week notice, I just got offered like full time position at Montreal School Kids. Like yes, in days. Like it's so awesome. And then like I was one of the first people that got rid of probably because like I just started that position. And even the manager who had to like sit me down and notice, she got replaced. She was like the best manager out of all of them. And she worked at all the companies. It was like the head office. All of them. Yeah. But I got sidetracked with the cases. But the thing I want to say more about, oh yeah, because I was living in Haiti. So yeah, like I went to like work. I had to work or something when the handyman was gonna come in. But it's like whatever, just he'll have the key. Or you'll be here. Let him in or whatever. So like I get back and like I check my phone or whatever. And he said or he called him. I can't remember. Back to what's going on. If I did, it was like really cheap. Yeah, he said the handyman didn't see anything wrong. Like what? You go in the kitchen, the ceiling is bulging. It's supposed to be flat. There's a fist-sized hole in it, and it was probably dripping. Like I don't know if it stopped, but like I had the contain. Like it was a, they had a bucket or anything, and it was on the counter. So I wanted something to clean. So I just got the top of the top of the container. Like I didn't see anything. I was like, what? So that's actually worse than like some of the repair things that have gone on here. But there have been bad instances of repair things here. But the worst thing that the property manager's done is just like take a building that was always advertised as for students and working professionals and had two respectable neighbors in that 2 bedroom unit. She takes the building and she's like, I'm gonna put a single mom in here. Even when like the guy who wanted to move out changed his mind and was gonna like renew his contract as a recruiting officer for the army, so probably be there for like at least like a year or two. I think it would have contacts. I don't know, but yeah, like just the situation with that and the noise and just how she is in other for other things. She overall is the worst. Like there's one instance where like I got locked myself out and I was able to like get in through the window. I think I had to like climb in through the bathroom window. I don't know. But it wasn't even that late. It was like 10 or 11. I locked myself out. I called her, like she didn't answer, and then like it's like she advertises on her like websites like she's there like night and day or like 24/7 or something like yeah. And then like the repair things like um, I need a new screen door like the hydraulic thing that makes it close slowly is shot. Like the wind just like took it one day and like shouldn't like that. And the handle on it to the thing that like locks is like a button and whatnot. When I originally moved in, it was fine and it worked. Then it broke, and then I told her I got like a new one, and it was just like the handle on the inside broke off. But you could still close it. You just had to push the thing that like actually pokes out and like keeps it opening. You actually had to like stick your finger just to open that from the inside. So the repair guy comes, and I like the door was like the door like needed to be replaced, but they just replaced the handle. Um, and he like Frankensteined it. He like took some really old crappy handle off some other screen door, and I wasn't here when they did it. I got back, and the door is just flopping in the wind, and I'm like, and like I tried with all my might, like wiggling it, like pushing really hard, it did not close, and I'm just like messaged the property manager and told her, and she's like, "Oh, that's weird. He normally always does a great job." I'm just like, okay. And like instance after instance, like he's repaired other things, and he's also part of the renovations, which were really low quality, and they're like smoking everywhere, and like putting like really loud external speaker right outside my window, like as if like them like yelling at each other and banging on stuff, like with hammers and stuff was loud enough. I had this loud blasting music that was even louder than the construction. I could right next to my TV, like first property manager. But that is 23 minutes. I like to rant, so let them off steam. I don't think I have any court notifications, just some YouTube stuff. Late show, don't really care. This is a quick video for, what's his name? Tony. And people are going after him and shit. So, all of a sudden, oh no, it's a stream. I'll just tune in for this for a second. So I'll just explain. I'll give an update with Keemstar and Ethan and this Tony guy. Keemstar's doubling down on like acting like Tony's being stupid. He's like it's not my fault. People are going after you 2 years after like I made the mistake of calling you a pedophile, but it is because Keemstar's like, oh, like why are they calling you that pedo now? That you should talk about the catfishing thing. So I don't know all the details. Tony's explanation of it, it sounded like this was someone that he actually met. It was a girl, and she was like super friendly and nice to him. That's kind of weird because he's like in the 70s or whatever. But like, it's fine if she's like 23 or 25 or whatever. And by the sound of like Tony's explanation, she was an actual person, and it didn't really go anywhere, and they're just like friendly for a while and like on good terms and whatnot. But like Keemstar's got all this stuff. Keemstar's saying like she was 17 or 16, and there's like clips or videos that Keemstar's either referencing or posting himself, where it looks like someone's chatting with Tony, but Tony's chat thing does not have a verification next to it. And I'm not an expert on Twitch and chatting and whatnot, but by the sound of the video, there should have been a check mark next to his name, even though it was just a chat video. Like it should be on his profile for sure. But for the chat window thingy that pops up in the browser, it did not have that check mark. So it looked like it was fake. And but anyways, even the explanation of like the catfisher who like Keemstar's like using as evidence, it doesn't. It still makes Keemstar at fault because the catfisher basically started at the time that Keemstar made the mistake and was like all sorry. I was like, I'm gonna make this right, yeah, yeah, yeah. And like he was in it for the long game, and like for 1 or 2 years, this guy's been like catfishing. I don't know if it's the same person, and like Tony didn't really get into the details. Maybe they did say they were 25 at first, and then all of a sudden they said they're 17. They switched it over, but it looks like it was fake because there was no verification check mark next to Tony, and this Tony guy actually, like, he's got 2,000 viewers. And let's see. Yes, it's mostly Ethan fans. They're like hashtag justice for Tony, cancel Keem. So I'm just gonna play it for a moment, see what they're talking about. Oh, is it not live anymore?
I immediately take the video down. It was up for probably about 2 hours, but the damage was done.
He's smoking
I
while
on
he's streaming.
Twitch was, crying very upset. I immediately offered him $20,000. Mr. Rachel Maddow, fake news, fake news. Please spam fake news in chat. Hell yeah. Oh, that's a lie. All you guys have seen that video, okay? That guy is poor. That guy is poor. I'm going to give him $1,000. I'm going to give him $1,000.
20,000.
That guy is poor. Okay? The man never called me on the phone. The man never spoke to me and said, I want to give you $1,000. And if he wanted to, all he had to do was, send the check in the mail.
Okay, so yeah, so he's like, oh, I made it right. I offered to give him $20,000. So yeah, good for Tony. I guess thumbs up. He seems like a sweet old man, and he plays video games. It's like, I don't know, just watch his videos. Dutch Free Sauce. Okay. What's this? How old is this?
We still have our number one.
I think Keemstar is just fucking jealous. Like, there's a video here. Pokemon I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Dabs with RS Glory and Gold, which is Tony. And I don't know if anyone knows Pokemon A, right? I don't really know much, but like apparently she's a League of Legends streamer and she's like made it big on Twitch or whatever. Keemstar is just probably pissed off that Pokemon A will like co-stream and like do dabs with Tony, but not Keemstar, and like, yeah, I think I see the gears turning in Keemstar's head. Obviously, I have no way of knowing, but it just seems like the case. Yeah, good for Tony. How much time do I have? Probably like 15 minutes, 18 minutes. I'll get one round in on the 16 minutes. Yeah, definitely one round. Okay, so I'm gonna grab a drink here and get to it. So I'm gonna get the sound back on and mute it so you don't hear an echo. Still gotta find some good. So it looks like there haven't been any changes to World Dodge, so kind of a boring letdown. But by doing so horribly here, we get to play another quick round.
Gold goes so well with a diamond like me.
This is going to be fun.
Introducing your champion.
By the time you see me coming, I'll be going, and you'll be gone.
Let's land here.
Let's land here. Cancel that. Hold your breath, if you have to breathe.
Lovely idea.
Wonderful.
Dropped cargo here. Finders keepers. Enemy over here.
Great. I am ready for strikes.
Reloading.
I am
Fire. Reloading. Enemy down.
say? Sorry about that, amigo. Get to respawn so I can chase you down again. This is good. This is good. Let's fight. Come out there. I love this part. Shield here. Level 2. Go faster! Body shield here. Level 2. Sniper stock here. Level 2. Extended sniper mag here. Level 2.
Until the ring closes.
I need an extended light mag.
Come on. We've got 45 seconds and a long way to go.
What do you think is over here? Faster, faster, faster! Hit the ejector! Flatline here. I think someone's been here. Hopefully they still are, because I'm bored. Ring! Moving now! Rápidamente!
Let's use that jump tower.
Faster! Go! Faster!
I feel good about this care package. Shall we?
Shotgun bolt here. Level 3. Optics here. Sniper. Ultimate accelerants here. Level 2.
Kill leader.
We
Ultimate
have a new
accelerant here.
cheerleader. I can't wait to meet them. Throwing jump drive.
Shield battery here.
Aren't you sweet? Thank you.
There's a jump tower over there.
Yes. Jump drive in position.
Jump pad out. That's gonna keep it.
Using jump drive.
New kill leader appointed.
We have a new cheerleader. I can't wait to meet them.
Round 2. Beginning ring countdown.
Ultimate accelerant here.
New kill leader.
Thanks,
appointed.
beautiful. New kill leader? Interesting.
Kill leader eliminated.
Tossing jump drive.
I need optics for an assault rifle.
Oh, if only they had an ability called Black Market where I could see all the optics in a certain area and buy them from the stupid fucking Black Market. But no, you haven't used it the entire time.
Optics here. Close range.
That's not what I want. I want better optics. I want you to use your fucking Black Market. I should go on the headset and tell him that. Let him learn the hard way how to play Logo.
Optics here. Close range. Optics here. Close range.
New kill leader appointed.
New kill leader? Not for long, pal.
Jusicon says, Black Market or
Being delivered.
Oh, care package, sweet. Throwing jump pad.
I changed my mind.
Round 3. Beginning ring countdown.
Like, I have to run around and find the loot for myself because Loba won't use her fucking black market. Suck ball.
Activating jump drive.
See someone out there? Going to raise hell over there. Who's with me?
Jump drive.
If only I had something better than a one.
Package on the way.
Charging shields.
Jusicon says, Wow, Gabe.
Reloading.
There's another squad on us.
Round 4. Beginning ring countdown.
So I'm gonna run to the store for a bit before things close. And I was just checking the UV index there; it's not too high. It's where it'd be like super high, but too bad. I got some apple juice. And fortunately, I have to make multiple small trips. Like I could have got some apple juice when I got some chocolate milk the other day, but my rear wheel has seen better days. But the new one should be on the way, and I might have to pay, I don't know, like $20 or whatever for them to switch over the cassette if they have to play around with the spacers, because I have a 7-speed cassette on an 8 to 10 speed rim, and apparently the closest replacement they could get is like 10 to 12 speed, which I thought was kind of weird. Maybe that's all they have. I don't know. But if it causes me problems, I won't be very happy about it. Because like I sent them pictures and like told them like it was 7-speed cassette, 8 to 10 speed rim. Like I'm kind of surprised they can't get me an 8 to 10 speed rim. But anyways, I shall return. I think I'm gonna have dinner when I get back. I'm gonna have an early dinner. I'm gonna try not to eat any snacks or desserts like cheesies or Cheetos, or whatever you want to call them, or like chocolate or cookies, just because I think that's been messing with my bowels. And I actually see a little bit of improvement. Then yesterday I said I was going to fast, but like obviously I'm hungry. I'm like, that's a stupid idea. It's not. It's actually a smart idea, but like no willpower. Kind of low. It's not what it used to be. To just be able to lose weight by being like, no, I'm not gonna eat. I eat very little. I had like one hot dog a day, like hot dog and a chicken sandwich. That's how I lost weight at like Harvey's. I worked at Harvey's. I was working lots of shifts. So I'd have like a grilled chicken sandwich on my break, and I don't think I'd have like cheese or bacon either. So really, really, they still like lettuce and mayo. But like when I wasn't dieting, I'd have like single or double beef hamburgers with bacon and cheese on it. So I shall return maybe an hour or two, depends on how long it takes for me to eat, and finish the other 4 knockdowns. I don't know if I'll play Borderlands 3, see how I'm feeling. I bought it on disc, but it was a good deal. It'd be like full price on disc, I'm pretty sure. It might be on sale on disc. I know I looked at the disc price, but I can't remember if it's for the regular version or the deluxe. I think what it was. I think the disc was like the regular was like on sale, but it was about the same price as the super deluxe. Just, yeah, I think that. I turn off my PlayStation first. For sure, poor thing is just the fans going crazy like it always does in the Apex Legends lobby. I'm gonna actually like tweet to them, be like, "Can you put a frame limiter on your lobby? It makes my PlayStation work harder than the game." So can you add a frame rate limiter in the lobby? My PS4 Pro sounds like a plane taking off. Pretty sure it works harder than when I'm actually in a match. Tweet. Okay. That's where am I going out shorts? Where am I going? Gotta get socks. Might as well let the sun in. Feel the heat through the window. Oh, the air conditioner's cold. Cold on my crotch. That crotch level. I like the height it was at more in the bathroom because like I could just walk in there and like it'd blow in my face and I just hot day just be like, oh god, yeah, so cold. Oh my god. Alright, so I'm gonna throw on some socks, say farewell, and then the stream's 4:50. I got lots of time. I'm not in a rush. Perfect. That's bugging me a bit. I don't know if like they didn't recognize me or if they're like mad that I'm like coming and buying food when my back's hurting, but like keep making like eye contact with like people I've been introduced to at my new store and I'm kind of shy, so I'm like too shy to be like, oh hey, how's it going? Insert name here. And today like the one person like made eye contact and then like looked away and then like made eye contact again, so I'm like I'm pretty sure like that's a sign that they recognize me. But like even though like I've met some people who work there, I haven't actually worked there with them, so like I'm just a stranger to them. So like I completely understand if they're not gonna be super chatty with me, and like maybe they're shy too. Like nothing wrong with being shy. Unfortunately, people like assume the worst and like think like shy people like are stuck up or whatever. Like I've been like pulled out at a few places with like some like shitty toxic atmospheres and it's just like what like I like consider myself to be like an idiot because like I'm shy and like especially back in the day I was like, very poorly spoken. Like I'm much more I can like talk that. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by grabbing all this dust and cat hair off the front of my computer intake, and it is gross. It's also got a tray or a filter thing that pops on. Let's see how bad that is. But yeah, like I've been told that before, and like I like in especially like at like work or school or whatever, in like social situations where like everyone's like social butterfly, and I'm sort of a lot of time I'm like not included and whatnot. And, like I try, and it's just like no matter how hard I try, it's still sort of get left out. Like they don't really make an effort to include you, and then like some like asshole comes along from the group. You're stuck up. You gotta try harder. Excuse me. Yeah, this is some pretty gross dust and shit. So, you know, what I'm getting at is nothing wrong with being shy. I would love to work with other shy people. Like, I'm sure they're nice people, even if they're not super bubbly and friendly and outgoing. Like, maybe people were at my last. I think it's personally, I think it's easier to get people to like come out like work work on like customer service skills and like being friendly and energetic and whatnot. I think it's easier to make someone improve on that than it is to make someone improve on like not just like serving expired product because you don't want to put in the hustle and be making sure you're getting rid of the stuff that's expired and replacing it at the same time as like serving customer. But yeah, sucks being an introvert sometimes. I think there's a lot of people out there who assume just because like people are quiet or reserved or introverted that they're stuck up. Like I was trying to say earlier, and I was like kind of struggling because I was cleaning that thing. Like it's just shocks me because like I've been like there's one asshole when I worked at Casa Domenico who's like told me that like I needed. He's the guy who like told me I needed to try harder. I think he might have said I'd come off as like stuck up or something, which is the exact opposite of what's going on in my head. Like I feel like an inferior human being. Like it doesn't matter if like I'm talented with like my hands and I am a nice person or I try to be a nice person or I'm smart or whatever. Like if you're not good at socializing, like you're kind of seen as the failure in society. At least, especially when I was growing up. Like I think things are changing for the better, and people aren't being judged for superficial things like that. And like we've definitely had some major leaps and bounds in terms. Why is it at like full kilobits per second when it's just black? The last time I had it just black, it was like went down to like 200. That's really weird. Whatever. Sorry, I'm just showing you black. I might as well turn the camera on. Oh, but I'm not wearing any shorts. Well, it's pointed high. You won't be able to see my. Sure. Oh, Jasper stepped on your tail, but it didn't hurt him. I was lucky. Yeah, we've come a long way in like terms of like recognizing like disabilities and dealing with like bullying, toxic culture and whatnot. Like used to be acceptable to physically beat your child for discipline. Even when I was a kid, like it was like becoming taboo. But like there was one instance, so I can't even remember what I did. Like, see, like it's not even a good disciplinary thing. Like you remember getting, and like I didn't get beaten. Like I just got like spanked. I don't know. I don't even know if it was like more than one spank, but like still hurt even if it was just one. But I don't remember what I did wrong. I didn't learn what not. Well, like I eventually did, but like the memory of that like has nothing to do with what I did wrong. Like I can't remember. It's just the traumatizing spank. That's all I remembered. Jasper. Oh, I read something really disgusting. So stop watching if you've got a life. Um, like relationship advice. So this guy is married and he has, I think, a 2-year-old son, and he found out well, he said his wife is a lesbian, but she's definitely bisexual. Um, I think maybe she's like putting this like girlfriend of hers first over her husband, and they're not broken up or anything. And this girlfriend's like, I think she was like a teacher or something, and like so she thought she like knew everything about kids or whatever. But so she was like bathing the 2-year-old, and she like looked up something about like cleaning penis, and it was like instructions for an adult. And this is something that I didn't even know, but like even so, when you're 2 years old and you're a boy, if you're uncircumcised, your skin's actually still connected. So like you should never pull it back, and you're supposed to wait till puberty, and like the child is supposed to do like experiments and whatnot. Like you don't have to. You should never clean it. So apparently she like ripped it back, and since it like disgusting. So in the description, like since it was like so hard to pull, she thought it was like sticky and super dirty, so she scrubbed really hard, and then like now, so he's got like an infected dick, and apparently like the mother was like didn't like take the kid to the doctor, didn't tell the dad, it was just putting like Vaseline and like polysporin on it, and yeah, it's really bad. Hope the little 2-year-old baby doesn't lose its dick. Things you see on the internet. That would be one of those things where it's nice if it's fake, it's a lie. And be really fucked up that someone would make that lie up, but I'd rather that not be real. Anyways, what a thing to wrap. It's 5 o'clock. Quitting time. Time to go. I'll be back. Not really quitting time for me, it's just dinner time and grocery time. So, see you.